We are
Gotta pop
live.
up in a White Claw.
the two separate genders, Monster and White Claw, Kyle and Kylie. I love it. I love it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back.
Look, it's just alcoholic water, man.
To another episode of Shackled City. This is episode 168. 168, man. We're getting up there. We're quickly approaching that next milestone. So to start things out right away, each of you have been gifted a Cure Critical. Sniper, I know that you're still watching, so if you want to edit your character sheet and add a Cure Critical to it. If not, I don't care. Like, if you just sporadically don't add it because, then I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. What happened to Sniper? I think he's just feeling sick today. I don't think he's up to it because some things have happened.
He got the coal lung.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the advanced form of black lung.
Okay. All right. Well, rip Snooper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cats. Bunny coming in. Thanks, Bunny. Subbing up Nerda, Forensic Duck, Cinch, America, yeah, and Co-Dutch. Welcome, guys. You're officially Bubscribers. That puts us into our first luck reroll of the night. And who knows what you guys are going to use it on.
Something
True. And if you guys haven't done so yet, check the Twitter. Let them know Shackled City is live right now.
You sound like hot ass right now, Ronald. I don't know why I almost called you Randall.
I'm not sure why either, but your audio is a little off, and I can't quite make out why.
Is that better?
The quality is still.
It sounds like you're peaking it a little bit.
Might be because I'm sitting closer to it. I don't know, but is that good?
That'll work.
Yeah, it'll work. We can hear you just fine. It does sound a little.
I don't know.
It does sound a little boosted, but it's all right. It's not the end of the world. There are worse things.
All right. If I have to, I'll try lowering the gain or whatever.
No, I think you're good.
Alrighty.
So we're gonna start like we do every time. How did you guys do this last week? How's everything going? Everybody feeling all right?
Whoa! We're doing great.
Whoa! Okay, tell me about it.
That was it. We're doing great.
Hey, man, good. Anything exciting happened? Like, I don't know, new lady in your life? Find a puppy that decided to make you its permanent trainer? Like, what? Are you a Pokemon master? What's going on? Tell me about it.
You must lead a much more exciting life than I do.
No, I was just like, hey, I don't gotta miss 3 weeks of fucking Shackled, so.
I suppose that is something to look forward to, yeah, I think so. What about you, Annie? What's new in your world, my guy?
Nothing. Took a day off to do my drive test and didn't pass, but got an extension on my license, so I got another test in September.
Very cool. How much did you not pass by?
Just one section where I caused danger. When I was I came off of a highway to move on to one of the other highways, because we have to do transitions between highways on our road test. And someone was going 70 in a 40 and almost hit me. And as they do. He ended up getting pulled over like as I was driving on my way back. But since I turned out in front of him, I was causing danger and disrupting the flow of traffic. You fucking menace, man. Yeah. You know what? It's good that they're keeping you prepared for the road, at least for another month. You might need that much more experience.
Indy's nickname on the road is the Unstoppable Force.
Yeah.
He stops for no.
It's true. Except I slowed down traffic.
I don't believe that, actually. I don't believe that's his name.
I didn't yeet the instructor. I did not yeet the instructor. My dad told me to break a leg, though, and I was thinking about it.
Dude, Indy got that nickname.
Sympathy.
Indy got that nickname back in '83. That was back when I was coaching the Miami Dolphins.
It's true.
Who was the quarterback in '83?
Joe Flacco.
You said Joe Flacco.
Said Joe Flacco.
Okay. What about their cornerback? How about the fullback?
Some fucking weeb that got kicked shortly after the next season.
Some fucking
said he
weeb,
did.
he said. Okay.
He said he didn't like Naruto, and I had to kick his ass off the fucking team. That's why I
What it
don't
was
remember him.
Ronald caught him with a white claw, and he said, "None of that pussy nonsense on the field. Get it out of here."
Exactly.
Oh, that's fucking funny. Hey, that's good shit. What about you?
But I don't want to waste my white claw.
Yeah, I know, right? What about you, Will? Have you been doing all right, getting some sleep and whatnot?
I've been getting some sleep.
Some, okay.
I'm
all right.
not going to say enough, but some.
That's
I
feel that.
Planning out travel for like basically at least one trip every month for the remainder of this year. So that's a development for sure.
But by trip, do you mean like concert, or do you mean like?
No, like out of town trip. Most of it's business.
Okay.
In September, we're going down to South Florida, but other than that,
What are you like? You peddling black tar heroin, man? Are you a mule now? You just carry
100%
in the ass? Damn. Why are you going? Like, what for your business? What's carrying you out of town?
So this month I'm going to see another site because I basically called and said, "Hey, we need people real bad. We were told that you could do a job real well, so you want to come?" And I was like, "I'm gonna come see the site first and then decide." Because it's out in the middle of fucking sticks, and I don't really want to move out there unless they have like a really enticing offer. So next week going there. Following that, Atlanta. Following that, Phoenix, Arizona.
Wow, holy! You're like
Phoenix.
Will's gonna come back and pulling the best ludicrous he's got. He's got hoes in different area codes, my guy. What by like out in the sticks? You mean like an hour away, like 2 hours away? Still within driving distance?
No. This is it's in like the middle of Alabama, in terms of like vertical space, but it's like almost at the Mississippi border.
All right.
It's probably a good 50 minutes away from the nearest like town of any size, which is only like 40,000 people or something.
So is it the same? Is it the same parent company then?
Yes. Yeah. We work for this. It's the same. It's a mill within our same company.
Yeah.
But it's a different site entirely.
Gotcha. Well, man, I hope they're prepared to compensate the shit out of you for that. That's a lot of work, man. Travel is challenging.
I'm gonna see. It'll be fun.
So what happens if they want to keep you on? Like, what would be the number? It's like, we want you here in Arizona.
Oh, and I'm not going to Arizona for the mill related reason. That's actually for training for the mill that I'm at now. So they're, even despite the fact that I'm still not technically a full-time employee there, they're paying for me to go to training to learn more shit to basically help out more with the process control world at this mill. Which is one of the reasons that I don't really want to go to the other mill, because this mill's already invested significant amount of money in getting me to the point that they need me at. And they've more or less guaranteed that there will be a position open for me at this mill.
It's great, man. It's tremendous for your profit profile. I just hope that they make sure they meet the margins that are valuable and equivalent to what you're worth.
Yeah, you and I both. We'll see.
You couldn't put a monetary worth on Will. He's priceless.
$12.
Canadian or American?
$13.40 an hour.
Definitely American. What's up, Geeks on
Okay,
Stage?
thank
How's it
God.
going, man? And
You can bribe me with a couple knuckle shuffles.
let's see what's happening over here in Austin's world. What's your financial profile looking like, man? How marketable are you these days? I love the response. Oh.
I technically know internet security and business analytics. I've signed up for my new classes, which are data mining and predictive analysis and advanced system analysis design.
How's your semester looking?
Horrible.
Or
But
busy?
fun. Yeah, well, it's only 2 classes, but these 2 classes are apparently going to be fucking kicking me in the dick.
Oh. Why is he always kicking me in the dick?
Yeah. However, I'm close to finishing, which is nice. I'm trying to find a 3rd class right now, but the class only has 15 seats in it. So I'm waiting for at least one of those people to leave.
Okay.
I have till next Friday.
All right. Well, I hope that works out for you, man. Sounds like everybody's been pretty busy. I know Ronald's been busy with work, even if they've been jerking his chain around. And he's been trying to level up his driving skills, which is dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm trying to keep my players alive in Shackled City. So, Ronald, it's your moment.
Everyone, get ready. Pull up a chair. Get your chains. Get your locks. Because tonight we are going through our Shackled recap.
Oh God, I get so tired of it, but I love it. I love hate it.
Stop. Never again. Don't do it.
I need one of those.
become a thing.
I need one of those soundboards that just makes my voice echo when I do that shit.
And then like an air horn at the end.
He definitely needs reverb for sure.
Yeah.
Ryu, I think I'm gonna leave it to you to handle that that kind of intro for Mummy's Mask moving forward. You think you can handle it? I'll let you use all of the little voice and vocal profiles and what have you.
Dude, I even got one for Mummy's Mask.
Do you? Let's see what you got.
Boys and girls, get yourselves wrapped up. Get tucked into your coffins. Tonight's Mummy's Mask recap. Woo! Damn.
The fact that you
No,
went like
no
this,
better than to test him.
Don't like
that was weird. I'm not sure.
I'm
what
all
you were doing.
goo.
Ron's got to pull up on you with a squirt gun.
Gas mask noises, right? Yeah. Damn. Well, thank God I only have to deal with that for one show. I think that's
Mummy's wet sarcophagus is not.
Are you telling me you're not bringing Ronald on as the just the hype man for every show?
no, not even a little bit. However, Ronald,
Pokemon thing comes on. I'm like, everyone, get your Pokeballs because we're about to recap them all in our Poke recap. Woo!
I thought he was really gonna say, "Everybody, grab your balls," because I was living for it for about half a second.
Done.
Oh fuck, Ronald, what do you think about doing fill-in spot on Thursdays in case things things don't
work out.
Things don't work out with some of my players, or perhaps they don't happen to show up. Would you be interested in sitting alongside?
Ronald can just steal their skin.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
That's his nervous, excited face. You can tell by the crazy eyes.
Well, I'm sorry, because last time I checked, Thursdays were reserved for Valmar Tyrannus, and
okay,
I think it's about time he's made his return.
Let's talk. We're gonna roll back 45 seconds, pretend it never happened. Ronald, I hope you're free on Thursdays because it's gonna remain that way.
Valmar Tyrannus coming Thursdays.
Not
to
happening.
ABC.
Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
ABC.
What happened last time, guys? Let's talk about it. What occurred on our last session? If I swear to God, if Ulhime recaps this and he wasn't here, I'm gonna set myself on fire.
All right, Ulhime, you got this.
Speaking of setting themselves on fire,
So
the majority of my session was going in and talking to Dugobras and letting them know that shit's not hitting the fan, and that I don't know where Ulhime's run off to, but that if he doesn't show to do the funeral arrangements, that since I work as current head of the church, because nobody else is ever there, that I'd arrange funeral arrangements for him.
Okay, that's pretty solid on your end. Thank God for that.
Cort and Rahk went to the Shining Tome.
Yeah, you guys had you got to meet multiple sides of Charlie.
Yeah, we got to wiggle fingers with him for a while.
True, but then he put on a very serious face. You could see
he was looking at the music box.
His business face, which is something that is very, very rarely seen.
It's usually only his play face.
Because generally you guys just come in asking for favors. You never actually bring anything to sell to him or to try to buy from him outside of the mask, I think, right? Did you guys buy anything else?
Nope.
I don't think so.
The mask was it.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. What do we know about Ulhime? What happened to him that entire session? That's right.
He was dreaming.
Couldn't find him.
Ulhime was actually, from my recollection of that point, let me see if I can validate these notes. Ulhime was actually roaming. What wasn't seen, he was beneath the bathhouse. He was seeking the presence of an individual or individuals. But that will be happening more today. We will see more of that. And before we kick off, what about Sniper. What about Jacob? What's happening with your tiefling?
What I remember from parts of the VOD, he was talking to what's this guy's name?
Marion
Greyweather.
There you go. He was talking to him about Ulhime.
You know what? You guys
You
guys can never remember a story for the life of you, but fuck, you remember every name of every character you've met. Thank God.
When a name has like an attachment to a character that's like exists, it's easier.
I just
Remembering the complex storyline significantly harder.
I just can't fathom why he can't remember any name or his own name.
Who?
Sniper.
Sniper?
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Sniper.
Yeah, that's fair.
So again,
I still feel tempted.
because he's old. God damn it, he's not even that fucking old.
But yeah, they were still traveling on their way back, and I believe from last session you said they were a day out from the 3-day travel that they had remaining.
No, they actually rounded it out at 3 days. They had 3 days left, and we were going to pass some time so that we could make it happen.
Will you level up in those 3 days?
No, you will not.
Unfortunate.
Do we level up when we kill Dugo Bros?
Negative. You will not. There's no challenge in this. He's actually He's laying down so you guys can do it.
He's just relinquishing his experience points to us.
You know, sure, that's a way to think about it. He's only worth 3 though. Each of you get 1. Actually, 0.83 experience. You can add it to your character sheets, but it doesn't matter.
I was say it's gonna add to our non-existent XP bars.
It's like whose line?
Just to spite you, I'm gonna fucking put that on my sheet.
Perfect.
Everything's made up and the points don't matter.
That's right.
Yeah.
Welcome to
0.83 experience points. Next level 2,000.
If I get to execute him, I'm gonna stand on top of a ladder and I'm gonna do the shooting star press. That's the backflip where
I'm gonna throw him in the ring and then I'm gonna
splash. Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
Fucking Ulhime's gonna climb to the top of the bathhouse and he's gonna be like, "Ulhime ready?" And then fucking like flying drop down, taking him out.
See, I still feel like Ulhime would be kind of a "you can't see me" kind of guy.
Take his giant spell, just lifts it up. He's all.
God damn it!
Doro, did you just?
I got you for 5 minutes.
I could just see Ulhime at the crest of like the top of the bathhouse, just going like,
"I got you
for
just 5 rounds. 5 rounds."
That's right.
50 rounds.
50 rounds.
God.
That's right.
5 minutes.
Oh, it's like 6 seconds, bro.
It's a lot of fucking rounds, man. I wouldn't want to be in the ring with that. Sorry, that's just no thanks. Nope. So,
but yeah, he was.
If you guys
he
didn't
was
do
still
it
3
already,
days out.
if you guys didn't do it already, you each should have added that cure critical to your person.
Right.
That was courtesy of Christy. She gave up tons of rep for it. So that's from her. There will be wild magic in tonight's game. There will also be protections from wild magic. There's no way that you can prep for it based on what it is that you're going to be doing. You know that you have about a day before you're supposed to finish Dugobras, or your town will be under siege by the leader of the fire elemental plane and his elemental kin.
Don't worry, we
48 plus 5 for the crit, right?
It's 48 plus 7. 48 plus 7.
Somehow that's one of the things we can't remember.
It's okay.
Yeah, no matter
I'm
what.
one of them that I
It's
forget
just-
every single.
1, 3, 5,
Bruh,
7.
I rolled a healer who specifically made those potions, and I still don't have them off the top of my
The
head.
thing is,
That's
like,
why I have it
when-
written down on my sheet.
yeah, when you guys do those spells, it's not plus 7 at that point. It's plus your own level. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
your
keep
abilities will
thinking
always
it's
be
like
stronger.
I keep thinking it's like 11. I was like, no, wait, that's too strong.
No, it's just the opposite integer. So it's 1, 3, 5, 7 on the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, see, that's what like I should remember the dice roll at the
Right.
very least.
I should just put them all in my sheet, and then once I use it, mark that I have 0 of them.
Yeah, that's
That's exactly what I
See,
do.
I did
Yeah.
that before, but then
That's
I
a
just
smart
deleted the
decision.
column when I ran out of them.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
I know.
You just leave the
That
row,
is-
and then you change the quantity. That's it.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing.
So again, cats,
This was pre-database me.
if you're watching, if this is your first time watching, this is the closest that you will find to friends around the table. We will joke around. We're gonna make fun of each other. It's probably gonna be dick and fart jokes. don't feel like you've missed a whole lot. There is a lot of stuff that's been clamored up on VODs and on YouTube. You guys can catch up on most of it. I would suggest if you're back and you're interested, check out episode 100. There's a large recap from there moving forward, and this is episode 168, so there's plenty of content. We've been playing for the last 4.5 years, which is nuts. So, again, this is Pathfinder 1st edition. We haven't moved to 2nd edition. We probably will not for the duration of the game. They are about to wrap up chapter 7. There are 12 chapters in the book. It was supposed to have ended about 70 sessions ago, but in traditional friendly fashion, they like to fuck about. So sometimes it'd be like it is.
Let me pose
Are
a
you
question.
trying to say that we
everyone
delineate
What's
from
up?
the
What you
main
got?
path, bub?
here. Who's gonna be the first to get a Shackled City tattoo? I gotta know.
You know what? I'm gonna lay it out on the line right here. If I can get all 5 of you guys to come up to Bubfest, I'll get a Shackled City tattoo with all of you. Where else in our life have you spent that much time, like consistent amount of time with people outside of your own family?
My bedroom.
I don't believe that. Your hand doesn't count. You want to tattoo a
Jill
miniature
doesn't
version of you
count.
on your
What do you
hand?
talk about?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm holding my hand.
Look, if I sit on my hand, it's like a straight. Look, it counts.
If someone gets a good art drawn for Shackled City, I'll get a tattoo.
And please,
Yeah.
for the love of God, do not make it just like a chain around the fucking bicep, because I will shoot
Bro,
myself.
And no goblin dicks.
What if it's not that? What if it's something like the pub, right? Like the tip tankard.
Like the tip
That's a
tankard.
good one. Even if it's just a tip tankard tattoo,
Yeah.
I'd get it.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'd be for it, but gotta get y'all up here. 2020 is quickly, well, I mean, it is quickly approaching, but we've got, I'm gonna guess that it's probably in September or October of 2020, so you got like 14 months. I think you guys can figure it out. Hell, I bet we could convince like Christy and Furus to also get the tattoo. I bet.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Convince.
Christy would be
They'd
like, I'm
fucking do it
first!
before we would.
So, we'll talk about that later, but for now, we're in it. We're shackled. Friends, we're going to start with Ulhime. Ulhime. What is it that you'd like to do? What is happening in the day before the final moments of Dugabras's death?
For that, we'd be trying to find the old man again. Gotta right some wrongs.
Okay.
And would I have remembered anything from being passed out?
No, which is wild to say the least, because out of game, you realize that all of your allies were experiencing very lucid dreams about you. In game, you just blacked out. It was like time passed.
Okay. With that, then, when I had gotten up, I would have left the Athame blade in the dwarven chamber, and then I would have went back and looked for the old man, starting my search off at the church, and then trying to trace steps back to locations where I knew I seen him at.
Okay. Give me, man. This is super hard. I would say that this is this challenge rating is almost outside of your wheelhouse. I don't think it's possible. But let's see what you got. Give me perception. You're following your tracks. You're going back. You're doubling over. You're peering over step after step, line after split. You can't seem to find anything that
I'll
really...
re-roll that.
Okay.
There we go.
That's a great perception. You can identify the last time that there were gnats in the area The birds are clear to you that are hiding. Like, you can see ant hills. Everything is available to you, but there is nothing that really like leaks out to you where this individual would have gone. There's footfall from many people. Many people.
What about the threads using my magical spectrum?
The threads are not there. You've not really got a full grasp of how they work. You don't understand what keeps them, what tethers them and binds them, but they're dangerous. If all else fails, this man is incredibly dangerous. And how he has slept so long in this city without going noticed is bizarre. An idle figure, a monster, waits in the city, and he takes the form of a man. So what do? Whom do you search for? Do you start like knocking on doors one at a time? Are you looking to the guard? What are you trying to do?
From there, it would probably be talking to the common folk, seeing as that's the guys that he had when we met him. With that, I would start asking the townsfolk, "Hey, I'm looking for this older gentleman. Tell about the kid, what he looked like. Someone he was very fond of. What they happen to know who it is, and then mention he always had these like pair of unique cufflinks that he always wore on his clothes."
Before people actually respond, we just got a raid by Saver Dice. Welcome in, guys. Thank you so much for dropping in tonight. We've just kicked over after our recap event. This is episode 168. Guys, you know how we treat our raids here. Make sure you throw some money at them. Give them all of your mimics. They don't know. They don't fucking know. Just listen, raiders. Calm down. Don't hurt us. This money is for you. Thank you so much, Saver Dice. Hope you're doing well, Cody. I hope Mike is here too. Take care, man. We'll talk to you a bit later. So, the responses that you get are labored at first. People are reticent to immediately respond to you. Bear in mind, you're still a fairly terrifying individual.
Yeah.
You will inevitably find someone cornered. They feel like they're stuck, and they'll respond with, "Well, there's many people that fit that look in the town. If I don't know, are you going to hurt me?"
I want to use diplomacy to try and settle them down.
Sure.
And
what you got?
I'll try with the speech right now. Do you want me to do the speech first and then the roll, or roll and then say what I have?
Just hit it at the same time. We want to see where it lands together.
All right. As I talk to him, "No, I'm not gonna hurt you. He's just someone that I'm looking for. I need to make amends with this man, and I feel like finding him and actually talking with him would be the best possible course of doing so. If you know where he's at, please just help me find him. You don't have to do anything else outside of that."
He's not really sure what to make of the situation, but seeing as to how you've not immediately taken to any physical retort, his hands slowly fall. There are a few people in the town that fit that description. I don't know about no cufflinks, but there are some older folks in the town, and many people lost kids. Boys, girls, grandchildren. I'm sorry, I don't know who you speak of.
Well, at the very least, can you point me in the direction where you think someone might know? Or would the elderly usually congregate and look upon the others?
He tells you of a place in town where many people have been staying recently. He tells you it is a domed setting. It is essentially a safe house at the moment. People are capable of coming and going, and it is safe against fire. It's prominent shelter against any storm, and there are many people there. And he tells you of a red woman. There's someone that she's real friendly. She plays with the children, and she occasionally brings food for those of us who can't feed ourselves, and she takes care of those with wounds. And well, she's real lovely. She's just a nice person.
He nods. I know where you speak of. Thank you. Have a good day. And he'll toss him a gold coin for, not toss him, but he'll just put it in his palm. Not gonna flip it at him.
Sure. He is kind of taken aback when you hand the gold coin to him. He still is shaken at this. He doesn't really know how to respond. Just pauses for a moment and looks at it, then around, cupping it to his chest and turning and walking away.
All right. I'll make my way over to the safe area where he was talking about, and I will look for the red-haired woman.
And are you familiar with what this place is actually called?
Not specifically, no.
It was...
I don't think we had a name for it.
You guys did get a name for it. I'm just trying to remember what it was without going to my book. One moment. It is a prominent place, so I want to make sure that you guys are very well aware of it. Alright, let's see here. This particular location is called the Lakeside Pavilion. Some of the structures that still stand in this town will have prominence in the latter half of this game. Not particularly the session, but the remainder of the game. So it's good to know where they are. You're familiar with the Lakeside Pavilion. It's down Ash Avenue. It's one of the few structures that stood without taking much in the way of damage from the invading forces of the Goblinoid Vampire Army. And luckily, the dire zombie bear was not quite quick enough to arrive at that destination. You will spend most of your time pandering throughout the town, asking about this man, looking for this woman. But time is not something that you have an amassing supply of. Though you are timeless, there are people that rely on you, that are waiting for your support. But this is something that's been eating at you for a time now, for a while, since you were heaved from the rear side of the building down the face of the mountain, where you tumbled, and it would have killed a normal man. And time you invest. Finally, you arrive at the Lakeside Pavilion, and you see it's moving. Like a colony of ants, the people here, they move, they breathe, they commune, they speak. There's prayer circles. There are children playing near the basin of the pavilion. It's a very busy place. It's rather loud as well. You can barely hear yourself think. When you have this many people congregating here, you can probably understand what it's like. It's about as loud as like a high school lunchroom, if you can recall that. Some of the people begin to stare at you. They're not really sure what to make of you. Some of them have seen you around town. Many begin to whisper. And more faces turn, Ulhime. And the kids stop playing and they turn. Some of them running back to their parents. Before finally, one man stands, holding onto his wife's hand. State your business, stranger. Is there something that you need here?
I'm looking for a red-haired woman or an older gentleman. He's best way. He kind of gives the description of what the men look like, and then he finishes up with. He also had these cufflinks, pretty distinguishable on his outfit.
Give me a perception. Okay. Nobody responds, at least visibly that you're capable of seeing, to the description of the man. But when you say the red-haired woman, it doesn't take a lot. The red woman. The children turn first. They're not very couth. It's not a secret that can be kept from the mouths of the babes. And a few of them amass from this group where they were huddled and wrestling around. And they split. They kind of pool away. And there she stands. A woman with brown robes, red linen beneath, bits of leather as a belt, red leather, red hair as well. Gloves that seem to cover most of what you would expect of her hands, but leaving the splits of her middle and ring finger uncovered. As she stands, brushing herself off, she adjusts her hair. She speaks loudly as it echoes across the pavilion. You seek me? And what for?
To help me find someone. Can we talk privately?
Again, she calls out. There isn't anything that you can't say in front of these people, as these are my people. Unless you are afraid.
No. And then he starts stepping towards her.
As you
when he gets
move, people begin splitting. It's like the biblical passage showing the split of the sea. Nobody says anything. The mouths remain hushed. The stone echoes from her voice, carrying it multiple times around. It's almost a stare down as you descend.
I'm looking for the old man that you were with.
How far are you away from her?
Not like, probably about like a foot or two. No, I'm not like up in her face, like trying to like be secretive, just at a regular distance to where it's normal talk.
Many of the people, including many of the children, seem to stay away. They lean away from you. They're not really sure what to make of you. You are, for lack of a better term, you're frightening. Because, well, honestly, you don't even know what you are. But you're existing in this space. As the children kind of part ways, allowing you to do what you're doing, and just descending down upon them. 3 children remain. A very tall girl, a smaller boy, and a trite, chunky lad. And they don't say anything, but they're standing between you and the red woman. And as you descend down, nearing, probably within 10 feet, he takes a step, and there is this bold stature that you're used to seeing. You've seen this. In fact, you've seen it in yourself. As you've protected Jakob many times over, you stood between him and hell multiple times. And this boy puts up his hand. You're not gonna hurt her, are you?
No, I'm just here to talk, lad. Nothing more.
Why do you look like a monster?
When he says that, he kind of looks down at the skeletal hand, and then kind of looks back at the boy and smiles. Possible mistakes and sacrifice. It's just a part of my life. But there's something you should know, child. Monsters aren't what you see. It's the character that you see that determines what a monster is. It sounds odd, but you'll learn in time.
I fight monsters. I fight one regularly.
Do you?
Yes, there's a troll. A bridge troll. He eats kids. And I ain't afraid. I ain't afraid of you either. He's twice your size.
If he's twice my size, then I would be a fool to face a mighty warrior such as yourself, lad.
He balls up his fist. He's like, I'll punch you. I will. And I dropped him. And I know you'll fall too, and you're much closer to the ground. The red woman steps up. Now, Chops, it's fine. It's fine. It's not necessary. No point being hostile. I'm still a strong woman myself. I can take care of myself. He looks up. But Miss Fables, he looks scary. Well, there are many scary people in the world. But not all of them mean harm. Sometimes they have the best intentions. Even if they are foolish in their decision.
He kind of nods, like, yeah.
Come, let's walk. Chop, stay here. Play. Be a good boy. He slowly lowers his fist. Yes, Miss Fables. And he kind of like pokes the girl and says, why didn't you say anything? And she goes, shut up! They go back, and she walks to your side, throwing her arm out, almost in greeting, like she's expecting you to rope under arm. Walk with me.
He'll humor her.
It's a bit loud in here. Let's go someplace more quiet.
Very well. There's also a couple of things I need to give you.
Presents for me? Is it my birthday?
Returning what was borrowed.
Oh. You borrowed something from me, Ulhime. I'm sorry, I cannot recall.
He goes through his backpack and he pulls out a stack of books from the Temple of Ouijas and hands them, kind of just holds them in his hand. And then he pulls up a letter. You're Emerald, aren't you?
What makes you think that I'm Emerald? Who's this Emerald? Give me a sense motive. You can't quite tell if she's telling the truth. You feel like she is telling the truth, but your suspicions are... Let's just say your hackles are raised. It feels very much like the truth. It's the only thing that makes sense in your mind.
You don't have to sugarcoat your words or say anything more than you have to, but I know they're yours. I borrowed them.
Well, these aren't mine, but well, they're lovely. They speak to the lady in red. And while I follow her, I would be remiss to say that these are mine, but I would happily take them, though you could return them to Thelsa. You know she occupies the church now.
I figured as much.
She's become quite... Oh, hi, Red. Yeah? I hope...
Oh, I'm not on push to talk?
Oh, that tiny-ass bag made all that noise.
I went to mute because I was like, hey, I'm...
Glad I didn't hear Cheetos and porn. Thank Christ.
It's too good.
You gotta do both at the same time.
Wouldn't be the
You're
first
not-
time you played porn on stream before. Luckily, nobody said shit about that. So,
Blame Twitter.
she looks to you again. She has become quite religious lately.
Yes, I've noticed since she's acquired her new form that she's been more in tune with the divine.
Can you blame her? She rose from the dead.
No, I don't blame her.
And about you, what do you attribute your survival to?
What do you mean?
Well, you roam very much alone, frequently. You seem like you're your own sort of wolf, this projected being of pride, and you don't surround yourself with anyone that you trust. Even now, I have people that I trust surrounding me regularly. I watch myself. They watch for me. But you stand alone. Wouldn't you say that's dangerous?
Potentially. But I don't like to burden others with problems that I feel I can solve on my own.
Do you think it's truly a burden to put upon others when you are a boon or a value to their life? Meaning that while you are in their step, they succeed because of you. That's not a burden, Ulhime. That's friendship. That is protection, and that might be something that you could use more of these days.
True, but a lot of work needs to be done, and as I said, they have other things they need to take care of. For me to bother them with this particular task wouldn't be right of me to ask of them.
I understand.
And I'm also in a bit of a learning process of what I'm trying to be, or who I'm trying to be. So I feel like I'm a little bit sporadic at certain times.
Fables demands that you tell your father to stop yelling at the television.
He's on the phone. Dad! Okay. Alright. But yeah, he when he says that, like that gaze that he's been kind of keeping for a while kind of just softens. He kind of just chuckles. Really need to get Jacob to go to the bar again. We haven't had one in a while.
He'll be returning soon, won't he?
Possibly.
You know, he's quite mad at me.
I wouldn't know why.
Well, he thinks it's my fault, as if I forced his hand into taking something from someone that he was supposed to have trusted. And it was my hand that encouraged him to bring about the death of another. Well,
I'll talk to him about it.
it's not as if I'm worried. Jacob is strong. I know that he is. He's capable, but while he has brawn, he certainly lacks... You understand. Right here.
He's smart. He's emotional at times.
Emotional. I was emotional once, but then again, that was when I was a teenager.
Alive.
I'm sorry, I'm deviating off topic. The old man.
That's why you've come to see me. Why have
Correct.
you come to find him?
You're probably gonna laugh or think me a fool again, but to make amends.
I'm afraid that ship has sailed, Ulhime. You have made an enemy. More so, Jacob has made an enemy. I'm afraid that Jacob might actually die from Gilfrey.
Even so, I must try.
I don't blame him,
Please.
and I don't blame you. But as of this moment, you could say that Gilfrey is hiding, even from me. And I do not have the means of locating him, even if I were this Emberil that you suggested.
Ulhime nods his head. He's a resourceful man. He knows where to find me. When he contacts you, tell him I wish to meet with him in the same spot where I had wronged him.
You don't know anything about Gilfrey, do you? You have no history of this man and the things that he's done, the atrocities that he's committed.
No, but even so, I did wrong him. And at the very least, I need to apologize to him. Even if he still hates me for it. Even if he wishes to try and kill me for it.
The fact that you stand is a testament to your fortitude.
I keep getting to my foolishness a lot, so I'm still a little iffy on...
If and when I see Gilfrey, it will entirely be upon his own recourse. He speaks to me when he wishes to see me, and that's generally when I am a convenience to him. But you could say that he is more active now than he has been in quite a while. I would believe that he has come clean from his retirement, and he may be returning to the last laugh. Which is rather horrific, because he's had many years to learn about how people think and feel. Before, he knew nothing of how people thought and felt. He was simply a tool. And then he had a family. And then his family was taken from him. And now he knows true pain. Now I'm afraid that he is more dangerous than ever. He may not be as young, as youthful, as Jakob may, or as young Cort. Though I don't think he targets Cort. But Gilfrey is... Gilfrey is a machine. He is a tool of destruction. And I will do as he asks. Always. Until he perishes from this coil. Because if I fall on his bad side, well, I'll be torn to ribbons. It's just that simple. I would recommend to you and to yours to do the same. If he asks for something, and you wish to not partake, simply step away. Do not become a barrier to his success. Or do. Yes, please do. Maybe you can stop him. Maybe you are heroic in kind.
I'm just a dwarf trying to help who I can.
A dwarf? You're a dwarf? You may have been at one point, but you are not that now. You're something in between. Wild, to say, and to see. You truly are a monster, Ulhime. The children just don't call you that because they think it. They hear it too. The parents think the same thing.
Stay a while. And
That's fine.
They would need to see something truly great from you to believe that you are not a monster. But there are rumors that cycle this town. You know that you are painted with quite a reputation, particularly Jakob. There were a few guards that survived before the attack that spoke of blackened tentacles rising from the ground from a tiefling's call. Do you know what I speak of?
Yes.
Yet there was no slap on the wrist. He was not in trouble. He was not jailed. And in fact, when Jakob was hanged, it wasn't really him. I only come to find later that it was Klaus. And now Klaus is dead.
Klaus was the one that perished.
You didn't know?
Ulhime just shakes his head.
Well, yes. Yes, we had men operating within the cleanup crew. They ushered his body away from the field and, well, he changed. When they removed the bag, his body was different. They brought this news up the chain of command. It got back to me, and I knew exactly whom this was. He did a great job of concealing it, but where there's a will, there's a way, and when you listen, people talk. It's a shame. There were a few people that actually spoke good of Klaus. I happen to have a nice older gentleman, a friend of mine, a blind man, who spoke very kindly of him. Many watchers, many birds in this town. Everyone talks, Ulhime. Everyone. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that'll be it.
Would you like me to take these books back to the temple? I can.
Yes, if you're not too busy.
Certainly.
If he does agree to see me, do you have the ability to use magic?
I have tricks, but that is not my specialty, if that's what you ask.
Can you leave a red rune of cord upon the bathhouse? Just so I know that he's okay with meeting there.
When I speak with him, yes, I will. I will leave a mark of cord. Cord, that's interesting. Why cord? Because of the building, yes.
Correct.
Certainly, I will leave a symbol of cord.
Thank you.
Thank you. Weejas will look fondly upon me for returning books stolen from her keep.
Yeah.
Did someone just kickstart a fucking dragon? What the fuck is that?
No, it's the fucking car outside.
Good lord.
But as she says that, Ulhime will respond with, I wish her and her sister would look more kindly upon me when I'm trying to help people, but... And he kind of just cuts himself off, and he gives her one more nod and makes his way out the door. And he'll go to location number 2.
Okay. We'll take a small little break from your character there and step over to a meeting between Fables and our dear Thelsa. Thelsa, you've been spending a lot of time in the church. You've been reading up and studying. You've noticed recently that a few of the books have been missing. And you hear it as you are in the study, taking in whatever information you possibly can. A voice. A female voice from down within the basin of the temple. Hello? Hello? Thelsa, are you around?
Yes, I'd call out as I started heading up to the moon.
Come down this way. I have something for you.
I would go and see what it was that I was being beckoned for. And
Sure.
I figure I know who this is just based off of our encounters.
You recognize the voice. While you haven't seen her yet, you do believe that it is Fables. As you descend, reaching the final steps that round out, and you exit onto the stylized floor emblazoned with the symbol of Weejas, she stands near the center, and she is clutching onto a few tomes, probably in the ballpark of like 40 or 50 pounds in books. And she's certainly growing a little tired of it. You can see that sweat beads up at her brow.
I'd take the books from her.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Where did you get these from?
Interesting enough that you say. I found these with one of your friends. A dwarf. Well, a demon dwarf, an angel dwarf.
Yeah, I know.
Ein Dorfel? I don't know what you called them.
Ulhime, usually.
That's what he goes by these days, or at least now. His flavor of the week, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll change.
He had these. He seemed to be doing studies upon Ouijas for some reason. I didn't think he had it in him, but perhaps he wished to know more. Maybe he was even studying about you.
I hope not. I don't know what it is about him, but sometimes his desire for information is a bit more than I want from him.
I think you should also note that while he was delivering these books to me, he called me Embril. He thought that I was the leader of the temple.
I wouldn't have placed you as Embril.
Nor would
But-
I. I'm not Embril.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Though, do you know what happened to everyone who was here? It seems everyone just up and disappeared all of a sudden after the whole incident.
Have you heard of reading the sticks, throwing the bones, these things? It was something that Embril leaned upon. She sought divinity in the strangest things, like tea leaves in her bowl, and she sought a great disaster. She ushered her people out, only those that were the most close to Ouijas, that were willing to give their lives, from my understanding, stayed, which weren't that many. Even she fled. But I don't hear or see her anymore.
Interesting. Do you know where they might have gone? Whether it was to any of the nearing cities?
I don't know. I have heard neither hide nor hair of Ike or Embril, though I think Ike still remains in town. Many of his fenestrations still continue. He's a devious lot.
Yeah. I need to make waste of him at some... I hear only bad things from his aid in the church.
He was not kind, from my understanding. His rapport with the people was lackluster. Oh, I have some interesting news, something that you might find just that. I saw that in the ownership of Ulhime was your sword, your blade.
Yes, I knew he had it, but I don't know if he planned on returning it at any point. I had heard that it would be coming back to me soon, but when I went to deal with some business and look for him, he was nowhere to be found.
He binds it and keeps it on his person, I believe. Though admittedly I don't know much more about it. It does seem larger than when I last saw it.
It's interesting. I'll give it that.
I think it should be destroyed. It doesn't seem benevolent. Maladvised, if you will. But you're an adult, and you follow Ouijas, and you are strong and mostly knowing. You can handle yourself. Until you can't. Oh, also, he seeks Gilfrey, Civilite.
I'm just going to kind of look for a second, and I don't know if Thelsa has ever met him. So, try and think back to whenever I might have heard the name.
It's clear that you don't recognize it. It's fine. When you see Ulhime next, you should ask him of it. He has, well, he's brought about an old evil.
That's not surprising from what I understand of the flurry.
You'll figure it out. You're smart. And you have Ouija's aid. I must return, though. The people still need me. There are those that are an aid. And if you remain, and you have interest, and you can offer services, there are still many children that could use attention.
I will certainly head down at some point in the near future. I do plan to go on a small journey soon, and I have some funerary customs to attend to, but I'm sure I'll find some time to make it down.
Good luck. Good luck. Pretending to myself. Don't wait up on me. I'll see to you when I need you.
I'm certain you will, and you know where to find me.
Of course. Home. Rather lovely.
Needs a little bit of work and probably some more cleaning, but I like it.
Good day, Thelsa. She turns with a bow and walks out.
To you too. And shortly after she'd gone, I'd put all the books away and try and go through them a little bit, but
Okay.
I wanted to head over to find Ulhime to see if I can get my Athame, because apparently now he's back somewhere in town.
Sure.
I would say I would still be in the center where all the people were. I wanted to ask if I could do something if you were okay while.
What's that? What did you want to do?
I want to cast like a altered version of Heroes Feast, but essentially taking out all the magical and like magical benefits that it would give, just to produce more food overall.
Okay. I mean, you like as a cleric, you naturally have like create water and create food, so that's not super challenging for you. It's gonna befuddle, and you are not surprised at all that the first person that runs to the table is Chobbs.
Yeah, but I would call the people over first, and I would let them know. I know a lot of you are hungry right now, so it's not a lot, but please take this, and then he'll cast. But like I said, I want to cast like all like the magical benefits and stuff like you would get. It would just be used to like make more bread, water,
Sure.
simple meats, things like that.
I'll allow you to effectively double the capacity of the spell's feature. So in favor of losing the magic, you will gain double the target. So you are level 13, right?
I'm technically level 11.
Okay. Then you will be able to do this for 22 people.
Okay.
They eat voraciously. Some of them act as if they haven't seen food or a good meal in a long time. They're appreciative. Instead of awes and looks of terror, you are given brief and quaint nods. You hear a few thank yous. You know that it's not going to be enough.
Yeah. But once a day is so.
Sure. What else will you be doing? It's going to take her time to seek out the temple and do that, and this is not that difficult for you to do. It takes 10 minutes, but it's going to take her at least that long to walk over there.
Well, I mean, if by the time I guess I'm done casting it and the people are, because I'm going to be helping hand out food, so I mean, I'm assuming she'd probably make it back as I'm.
Okay, well, I'm not going to retcon the event that happened between Dugobras and Thelsa because
that's right.
Their meeting, like that's canon at this point. It's stone. So
I would have to be gone still for that.
For the rest of the night,
okay.
You will likely not see Thelsa for the rest of the night, but the next day, which you know that you will be seeing her.
To the mayor.
Okay. What did you want to do? Like, what are you hoping to gain from the mayor aside from intrinsic roleplay?
For that, I need to see if he knows anyone that can get information about the lower part of Cauldron, and I also want to see if he can provide some magical help when exploring the bottom of the bathhouse. I'm sorry. Not for the bottom of, for the under part of Cauldron, yes, and then magical help to see if he can help me navigate it. But that's essentially what I want to ask him about.
He informs you that he would have been happy to help you with this, but the cartographer and the cartography building was destroyed in the onslaught. It was burned from Dragon's Fire.
All right.
He was found dead in the streets, not from burns, but from bite marks.
Alrighty. So yeah, as he informs me of that, I'll just kind of sit down in the chair and how long would it take to even get that information again, or where would I find?
It no longer exists. It's simply in this town. It would take as long as a cartographer would take to make it. There isn't
So years.
much else. You would simply have to define a escorting party for hours. Give them plenty of time to dwell and to design. It's feasible, but it would take time.
Understood. How are the funds coming along for Guild House? I put in an order for 1,000 before the attack. I'm not sure if anything with that changed already.
The requisition was put on hold until you gathered your party. If you had something
Not
else...
for the not for the formation of the guild, but the actual bathhouse itself. I put in 1,000 gold prior.
Oh, I mean, you'll
repair.
just have to wait on that. That's one of those things where they will just show up.
Oh, okay. So Ulhime will nod and go, okay, that I understand. Before I go, as I said before, I am trying to make amends with you based off of what happened, even though I still have skepticism towards you. I do want to make things right.
What is there to be skeptical about at this point? I've spoken everything that I must, and I still abstain that I am not as negative a boon as you believe that I am for this town. I'm not some malicious force.
Monster.
Well, you're as much a monster as I am at this point.
Yes, I've been told. It stings a bit.
It's not fun, is it, to be called a monster?
No. There's something I want to give you.
Okay.
Kind of debt.
Ronald, can you do me a favor? We have to adjust your audio. It's like it's hearing everything, like absolutely everything. You fixed this once before where it was able to adjust where like you adjusted your gain or something, but it stopped catching anything from your background, and like we've got to get that back. Even if it turns your volume up, we have to get your gain right so we can tune your dad down low.
Yeah, hold on. He's like talking super loud. That's why. I'll just go to my headset mic right here for this one, so that way.
Okay, that's fine.
I can fix.
Not a problem. At least until break. I'll put you guys on pause and break, which is coming up soon. We got about a half an hour before going break.
All right, that better?
It's much quieter. I'll turn your volume up so people can hear you.
Is that better? It's output for voice settings, right?
You should be fine. We can hear you now.
All right. Okay.
All right.
But yeah, as I was saying, Ulhime looks at him and says, there was something I feel like I should be indebted to give you, given the circumstance of what happened last time.
He kicks back in his desk. I'm intrigued. A peace offering.
Yes.
Go on.
It'll come most likely as a bit of a trade, and he takes the shield and he puts it to the side and goes, poof. It would be this.
That's rather macabre, wouldn't you say? Why is it looking at me?
That's just the design. I didn't make it. Okay.
All right. Thank you. I'm not sure how to respond. I didn't anticipate you bringing presents.
It'll keep you safe. Watch. And he kind of like, he tries to hand it to me and kind of stops. Can you actually hold this?
I have an arm. Yes, why wouldn't I?
And he kind of
Is it? Wait,
your other form.
this isn't some kind of trick, is it?
No, just hold this real fast.
He quickly grabs onto the rear brace, and it seems to like net up around his arm. Intriguing.
Okay. He takes a letter opener and he kind of he goes, I just need to test to make sure that it works. Don't panic. I'll heal you if it doesn't.
Wait, what? Wait a moment.
Just trust me.
I don't know if I can.
Just hold on to the shield.
I don't have much of a choice. It's holding on to me.
When he does that, he sticks his arm, the mayor's arm.
There is a moment where you hear naturally that there was like he kind of does that like hissing noise, like trying to pull away from you. And he looks down. Are you playing with me? What is this?
Huh. It's the ultimate of Helm's Guard. The shield's name is Pariah. And he, the same spot where he poked him, he's gonna show the mayor on his arm where the kind of like the indent came up.
And you'll see it on your arm, on your armored arm. So you're basically giving me a tool that at a moment's notice I could destroy, and you would die.
Yes.
Well, color me surprised. It's almost as if I could self-remove this thorn. There is no mouse to this lion, is there? Interesting.
As I said, I'm trying to atone, and if this is a foolish move on my part, then so be it, but
I recognize
I would feel I have done right by myself.
This line of trust is interesting, and I am willing to weigh its worth. Thank you. You'll know if I'm injured. Ever. Now. Anything else? Do you happen to have a blade that will allow my enemies far worse pain than I could ever feel? Something as tricky as this.
Your taxes do that already.
You're correct. Again, not my call, just here to enforce. A figurehead of sorts. You understand?
Yes. By chance, though, would you happen to have any other shields, or is there any purveyors I can go to that I might be able to get another one?
I'll put in a requisition for something maybe not as grandiose as this, but it should do the trick. You seek for steel, wooden, light, large tower. What do you wish for?
Tower shield, if possible. No. Just a heavy shield.
Very good. I will put in that order, and it should be soon.
And a blade.
A blade? What kind of blade are you seeking?
Well, if you can have one imported, an Ugarash.
You realize that an Ugarash is not a blade. And
it's a lot of things.
It's a two-handed weapon. This is both the mayor and the DM telling you this. You can't use a shield with your Ugarash.
I know.
Okay. He will make note of it, and he'll write it down and see if he can have things brought in. There is a dwarven home that is fairly far away, but this city has good rapport with them. Can probably draw these things in.
Outside of that, something with silver edged. I'm not sure what you can pull with that, but I know the metal itself is hard to come by, especially given the situation now, but it's, I think, something we're going to need.
I'm going to have to call in some favors, but I think it might be something that we can work around. Why not break this down? Why did you make a shield instead of making an Ugarash yourself?
Because that is actually me.
I'm sorry, I don't gather. Say that again.
You've been to Occipitus before, right? You've heard the stories of Nab the Torn.
I may have, yes. An unsightly fellow.
Well, the process that he took to make himself immortal was the same process that was used to make me.
I don't know whether you are the most intelligent or the dumbest person I've ever met. You made a phylactery into a shield. A phylactery is not supposed to be damaged. And you made it into something that was supposed to be struck. How dense are you actually? Do you have a death wish?
Possibly.
I can't kill you any worse than you're going to kill yourself.
Its purpose is more symbolic than the practicality of how it was made.
I hope the symbology matters in your grave.
It would. Honestly, I think it would.
Very well, then. Best of luck to you. There are very few attempts at my life these days, but those who try typically bring much pain, and I can assure you when those attempts happen, you will be the first to feel it. I'm quite excited, actually. Can you imagine the look on their faces when they tried to kill me? They run me through, they ransom me, or lance me from the roof of a building, and I'm holding this paltry, gawking shield, and I don't die. This is going to be truly wonderful. I'm so excited.
Just try not to make a habit of it.
Of course. It's not as if I wake up every morning wishing to be killed.
Don't know how you live your life in that aspect, so once again I'll say just try not to make it a habit.
To be honest, I thought I had a better idea of how you lived your life, and then you made your phylactery into a shield. I don't know if it's brilliant or not. I'm not sure. I'm still debating this. Let me sleep on it.
Well, I would rather take the pain than have those around me take it, so it fits.
Please tell me, like out of game, please tell me you ninja run away. Like you throw your hands up behind you and you ninja dash.
I'm gonna go out the window again.
God damn
see
it.
you later.
Oh my god. See. So
Yeah, he had the window repaired too, so he just shatter a new window jumping out of the building.
you know what though? What's funny is like he leaps out of the glass window and he's God damn it, Ulhime, and he just punches the shield and Ulhime's like, fuck, oh.
I poke Simon.
As soon as he steps out the door, Alheim just puts his head back in. Just testing.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. All right. Things I didn't anticipate for 1,000 Alex. All right. You've seen to the mayor. What is your third and final wish?
To Drekdar's way!
Yeah. I thought that was the case. You will be there for the remainder of the day. The night, even. You'll likely be walking for hours. Anything that, aside from looking for people, is there anything that you hoped to uncover while you're there?
I want to explore to find out outside of the pitter-patter of vampires if there is any sign of the Stonehavens in there. And I want to figure out if I can locate where the boiling water is coming from the bathhouse area. Like if there's any way I can at least try to remotely map out where it might be going.
You can
given
do so
what's happening.
Crudely. You can do so crudely. I mean, it's not your profession. It's not your skill, right? Like it's not something that you're naturally good at. You can start mapping it out, or at least marking rooms that you know are safe. The vampire threat is totally non-existent. You can tell that there are, various creepers that work in this area. Some like carrion fowl that move through here and try to pick up other creatures. It's kind of a feeding ground. You don't really see anything that makes you think that the Stonehavens are lurking in this place.
Okay.
And if they were, you would have to be quite intuitive to them, because they're going to be hiding. If they hear even like the remotest approach from anyone, they're just going to do their own thing. They're going to fuck their shit, I'm out, and they're going to piece it.
So they would most likely have left because this place gets traveled more frequently than they'd like to.
Yeah.
Okay. Knowing that, then I would probably round out my evening going back into my dwarven chamber, and I would leave the Athame blade right in front of me, and then just go into my meditative state until morning.
Into your resting chamber?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then perfect. We are going to hit our break now. We're going to take it about 8 or 10 minutes early, and when we come back, we'll reconvene with all parties involved. It's going to be the next day. There's not going to be anything bizarre as far as dreams. You will all have finished out the night just as you had last stream, and then we'll come into the primary day where a lot of you have to discern what you're going to be doing about Dugobras. The hour is here. So, we'll be back in a minute, guys. I'm going to mute up entirely. You guys enjoy a brief break. About 5 minutes. Behave yourselves, run to the bathroom, do what you got to do. Come back and see us momentarily, okay? All right, behave.